Archangel Michael speaks. Beloved, I am not asking. I am not suggesting. I am commanding you to stop everything and listen. Not for fear, but for truth. Because what I am about to reveal has been hidden in your life for far too long. There is something you have felt but could never name. A bond. A memory. A presence that didn't make sense yet you couldn't shake it. Someone has been with you. In your dreams, in your silence, in the space between your words and your wounds. This person is not a stranger. Not in the language of your soul. They are your soulmate. But they've been carrying a truth, the one too heavy to bring into the light. A truth heaven has protected, until now. And I, Archangel Michael, have been sent by divine command to lift the veil and deliver this message to you alone. Do not share this lightly. Do not repeat what you are about to hear without deep reverence. Because this truth is laced with sacred memory, spiritual contract, and unfinished love. Your soulmate's soul has been whispering your name in the spirit world. They have not forgotten you, not in this life, not in the one before, and not in the eternity where time doesn't exist. There is something you must know. They tried to reach you. They tried to tell you. But fear closed their throat. Pain buried the truth. And life pulled them away before they could finish the story. So now, I'm here to finish it for them. Before your eyes met in this life, if they ever did, your souls already remembered each other. That feeling of instant knowing? That pull towards someone you couldn't explain? That was not imagination. It was recognition. Because you and this soul made a promise. A promise sealed in a moment before incarnation. A promise to find each other again. To heal something ancient. To complete what was left undone. But life is rarely simple. And sometimes, the people who are meant for us come with the deepest wounds. Your soulmate has loved you longer than you realize. But they've been carrying guilt, shame, or fear from something they cannot speak. They may have walked away. They may have never approached. They may have loved you in silence, from a distance, behind another life. And you felt it, didn't you? The confusion, the intensity, the way their absence felt louder than anyone's presence. They were silent not because they didn't care, but because they were afraid that if you knew the whole truth, you would run. So they hid it. They protected you from the mess they were carrying. They buried their feelings in distraction, duty, and denial. But your soul never stopped feeling them. And theirs is still calling to you, even now. Beloved, I must speak now of a sacred memory not from this lifetime, but from a time before. You and this soulmate were together in another life. There was love, yet deep, pure, fierce. But there was also betrayal. Not intentional or evil, just a choice made from pain, fear, and misunderstanding. And that choice broke something. A vow was shattered. A goodbye was never said. And that heartbreak followed you both into this life. Your soulmate still remembers what they did. Even if they can't explain it, their soul carries the grief. That's why they hesitate. That's why they hold back. That's why they cannot look you in the eyes for too long. They remember, and they don't know how to make it right. But heaven does. And that's why this message has come. Because the time for delay is over. The time for silence has ended. You were not meant to carry this longing forever. There was a window in your life where your souls tried to align. You may have crossed paths unexpectedly, felt that inexplicable pull. But the timing was fragile. The healing wasn't complete. and so it slipped. What you don't know is this. Your soulmate felt it too. Even if they never said it. Even if they acted cold. Even if they stayed with someone else. Their soul was screaming your name while their mouth said nothing. And now, that window is returning. Heaven has rearranged timelines. Angels have moved obstacles. Because your healing is needed. Your reconnection is essential, and not just for love, but for divine purpose. Free will is sacred. Even soulmates cannot override your choice. So I must ask you gently but clearly. Are you ready to know everything? Even the parts that hurt? Even the truth that might shake what you thought was real? Because your soulmate has carried secrets, and not to deceive you, but to protect you. They've been through pain. They've made mistakes. They may be ashamed of the life they chose, the people they hurt, the version of themselves they became before they were strong enough to reach for you. But their soul has always remained in love with yours. Now they are preparing to come forward. Maybe not with words. Maybe not through a phone call or message. But through signs, through dreams, through sudden meetings, through divine timing that feels too perfect to be chance. And when that moment comes, you must decide. Will you listen? Will you forgive? Will you see beyond what happened into what still can be? Your soulmate may not even understand the depths of their own emotions right now. But their spirit has already surrendered to divine timing. And their heart is beginning to remember. They are being awakened by memories they thought were buried, triggered by the sound of your name, the sight of your smile, the echo of your presence in their dreams. They are feeling the weight of what they never told you. That they loved you while hiding behind another life. That they stayed silent because they thought you deserved better. That they felt unworthy of a love as pure as yours. They ran not from you, but from themselves. And now they can't run anymore. Because the divine is pulling them back. Not for romance alone, but for redemption. You may wonder, why now? Why not earlier? Because earlier, they weren't ready. You weren't ready. The foundation of your union had cracks from lifetimes ago. And heaven needed both of you to grow separately. To learn. To forgive yourselves. To untangle from karma that had nothing to do with each other yet kept pulling you apart. You both had to face certain people, certain tests, certain shadows. Not as punishment, but as preparation. Because the love between soulmates is not always soft. Sometimes it is fierce, holy fire. And if you're not strong enough, it can burn everything instead of blessing it. But now you've crossed the threshold. You are no longer who you were when you first met. And neither are they. Now, you are becoming the version of yourself your soul always knew you'd be. And so are they. Their energy is already moving toward you. Have you noticed? You suddenly think of them in the quiet hours of the night. You hear songs that speak their truth as if the universe made a playlist just for you. You dream of them and wake up feeling both loved and confused. You feel them near, though you haven't seen them in months or years. You feel emotions you can't explain, a longing, sadness, hope, and home all in the same breath. These are not coincidences. They are echoes. Ripples of a soul trying to reach another across time. Do not doubt what you feel. The invisible connection is realer than reality. And it is pulling you back into alignment. This is not the time to chase or force anything. This is the time to prepare your heart, to sit with your own truth, to let go of the pain that caused it and not to excuse it, but to release yourself from its grip. Speak these words with me. I forgive what I don't understand. I release what doesn't serve me. I welcome what is meant for me, in love, in truth, in divine alignment. Your heart is the altar, and you are clearing space for what is sacred. When they return, and they will, it may not be with perfect words. They may stumble. They may cry. They may confess more than you're ready for. But you will know they are sincere. And when they stand before you, physically or in spirit, you will recognize them. Not by what they say, but by what your soul feels. The ache will soften. The questions will quiet. The connection will become clear. This reunion is not destiny forced upon you. It is a sacred invitation. You can say number. You can choose healing in a different form. You can walk away with peace. But if your heart says yes, if your spirit leans forward even as your mind hesitates, then know this. You are not crazy. You are not weak. You are remembering something heaven already wrote in your soul. This isn't about completing someone. It's about awakening together. It's about walking forward, not to fix the past, but to bless the future. Because there is a mission tied to your reunion. Something greater than just two people falling in love again. There is something you're meant to do together. Something the world needs. Something only the two of you can birth through love, healing, and unity. And it begins the moment truth is welcomed. You were never forgotten. Your longing was never ignored. Your soulmate's silence was not rejection. It was delay, designed by divinity. But now the time is shifting. Their heart is turning. Their soul is reaching. And your angels are aligning the path. You don't have to force it. You don't have to beg for it. You just have to be ready. Ready to receive. Ready to feel again. Ready to believe that what was broken can be rebuilt with grace. I, Archangel Michael, will protect this sacred process. No darkness will interfere. No confusion will overtake you. No deception will cross this path. I will guide your soul toward clarity. I will stand at the door of your heart and keep it guarded in light. I will whisper to your intuition when the time comes. And you will know beyond doubt when to speak, when to listen, when to let go, and when to hold on. Now, say this aloud. I open my heart to truth. I receive what is mine. I walk with love, with courage, with faith. My soulmate's truth will find me. And I am ready. The veil is lifting. Your soulmate is awakening. And heaven is watching over every step. You are not alone. Amen.